can give a damn about a damn thing.
There's something in the air.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, ZndBorn, Berkeley graduated, sound gem validated. At the time of this recording, it is Black Friday, and if you saw my Black Friday plugin video, I had a few of my favorites, and one of the favorites, I want to dig a little bit deeper into the plugin in the video, give you a couple more examples, because it's one of my favorite plugins, incredibly easy, and they have an amazing Black Friday sale right now, so I want you guys to check it out. So today, we are looking at STL Tones Control Hub. Let's jump right in. Coffee, y'all. Before you do anything in life, drink a cup of coffee. You'll feel better. That's a fact. And also, it's our lucky day. Looks like Aaron Sprinkle has his new preset out, so we're gonna actually just download that. This is STL Tones Control Hub. They've amassed a collection of studios, renowned engineers, artists, musicians. They take an audio snapshot of a signal chain of gear. You can apply that audio snapshot to your own signal and your own music. Now, what's amazing about that is that they've taken the best signal chains from all around. The audio snapshot is an audio snapshot of all the characteristics, all the tones, all the expertise, all the sweet spots of these renowned engineers and artists. They crammed it into thousands of presets and put it in a plugin for you, and all you need to do is slap it on your signal. And you can get to a sound, a familiar top 10 record sound, quickly, easily, efficiently in a single plugin. It's a magic plugin, it's a cheat code plugin, it's something that you want in your toolbox. It's a spice rack. It's Tony Chachere's. There's a preset in here for every dish that you're cooking up. I guarantee you that. And let's go over the plugin really quickly. In the left-hand side, there's a column for navigation. You have your local library where you can save your own individual tweaked presets. Your artist packs are all the expansions that they offer. Studios, artists, engineers, individual modules, individual gear, shop section where you can actually buy individual expansion packs, and your settings where you can update the appearance of the plugin, light or dark. Analyzer window showing you the entire frequency range and the curve for your mix with a couple of different views. You can do the full range, the full spectrum, or kind of a real-time scroll of the waveform. And this is actually really good if you're working on individual instruments like kicks, and you can isolate just the kick and see how much compression you're getting. You can also put your signal in mono, or if you have a mono signal, you can actually change it to stereo. So you can also change the analyzer's window size, window type, peak time, hold, arranging time, stereo mode, and refresh rate. There are a couple of different columns here that represent the signal chain of the preset and the ability to cycle through or select. And every time you cycle through a new preset, the signal chain updates, and you can see exactly what your signal is passing through, what tones have they captured in this signal chain. And the signal chain usually passes through a color module, it passes through compression, a master EQ, and ends up passing through effects. The effects are like reverbs or delays. In the bottom, you have additional individual control. There's a pre-EQ section, a color section, compression section, master EQ section, and then you have additional control over the effects. And again, you have reverbs, delays, the type of unit, and you also have control over a limiter. That limiter, after it passes through the limiter, then it passes through to the output, and you have control over the input first, passes through all of the gear and the signal flow through the limiter, and heads out through your output. Control over your pan left and right, and you can go mid-side or stereo. You have your mix knob. Little note, the additional control is not interchangeable. Maybe that's something they may update in the future. A couple other notes. For the compression section, you have your standard controls from the compression section, But you also have additional options between FET and VCA. That's a FET usually gives you a little more attitude, a little more color. VCA is a little more on the cleaner side. Your makeup gain is also an auto function where it automatically compensates for the gain that you lose when you compress. A lot of the meat and potatoes of the color happens in the color module here. So when you're playing with this plugin, really dig into the color module because you have control over the drive, whatever the tape emulation is, whatever the tube emulation is, and you can really dial in the amount of color that you want. That pretty much covers the interface itself. So now that you have a sense of what it does and how you can control it, let's just hear how it sounds. If the only thing you wanted to do was to throw this plugin on the master bus just to give it a little bump, a little polish, make it sound better, could you do that with the STL Control plugin? Yes, you can.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Now la la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo.
Like, how crazy is that? So you're right, he's running it through a little bit of tape coloration. If you want more coloration, get a little very subtle tape. If you want to push it more, you can. His Stam SA609, which Stam Audio pays homage to the 33609. His master EQ is a Sonarworks Claro, a NF Audio EQ and an Ozone Pro, and a Slate VTM, which, like I said, another cool thing about this plugin is that it's emulating other plugins as well. Even if you just use this plugin for that 33609 hardware snapshot, it's that good.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share.
So you're taking all these amazing producers, these artists, these engineers, in addition to running your signal through their amazing gear, you're also getting their unique perspective and philosophy and their signature sound, because even if they're using plugins, you're pulling from all of their years of experience and what it's supposed to sound like. Let's hear what we can do to just a lead pop vocal, just a lead vocal. Take all the processing off, and because Control Hub doesn't have a de-esser, I'm just leaving the de-essers on.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo.
Now we're going to pass through Castle Recordings' vocal chain, which is their console, the API 3124 for color, their Tube Tech compression, which is the legendary CL1B, their master EQ, which is the API 550 EQ, and their note says threshold set for no compression, EQ engage, and set to unity.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo.
Okay, before tweaking anything, the first thing you notice is that you get a little more body because of that color. Let's turn up the drive. Here's what we can do.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Now la la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo.
So right from the door, give the vocal a little more body, pulling the color and the sound, the harmonics from the console, the 3124.
There's something in the air.
Give it a little more gain. Pass that signal into the legendary CL1B. Get the stamp and get the characteristics of the CL1B compression. Let's hear what that sounds like.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share. Now la la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share.
So we have a little color, we have a little compression going on. When you're just starting out for a vocal, we went from this.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo.
To this.
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo.
Man, that sounds really good. Gave it some body, gave it a little bit of gain, little harmonics, and smooth compression. That's a good vocal that you can use to mix in with the rest of your instrumentals and your music and whatever, right?
There's something in the air. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. Can you see it? The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Can you hear it? La la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. Can you see it? The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Can you hear it? La la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. Can you see it? The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Can you hear it? La la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. Can you see it? The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Can you hear it? La la la. All the stars are twinkling in tempo. Can you see it? The moon is ours to share, singing to us softly like an echo. Can you hear it?
Boom. Let's take a look at these affected guitars. Okay, took off all the effects off the guitars. I mean, that sounds just that quick. Literally my very first attempt. It already cleaned up the sound, brought it up front, right in your face. You're only getting 2 dB of compression here. All of the love is happening in your tube and your tape. Color and characteristics of his console. So just getting a little bit of compression and console coloration. That's all the magic that you need for this.
There's something in the air.
That's what I started with. That's good. That's good stuff, y'all. That's good stuff. Here, let's go one more. So this is just a loop, right? Just a little loop that you'd find in a loop pack or on Splice or what have you. It might be in your collection already. That's what I want. Thank you, machine. To me, it's a little sterile. So if I wanted to take a loop, nasty it up a little bit, make it a little bit nasty. Pass that signal through a transformer, a little bit of compression and EQ. We went from this to that. Now that might not be the sound you're looking for, but let's say if you wanted to make it a little more interesting, make that loop a little more interesting. You're getting some tape color, you're getting a little bit of, you're getting a lot of that transformer color. Now you just dial in the taste. So you head over to your mix knob. And from this, see what I'm saying? And then you just compensate. Let's take a look at this bass. I want a little more growl. I want a little more attitude on that bass. Did that do it? Put a little rock bass on there, a little Neil Avron. Rock bass, is that simple?
I don't want it. Feel the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. Let your heartbeat sing up with the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. Goes like your pulse, my pulse pumping. Your beat, my beat jumping. Knowing something you get by. Don't be shy, don't want it. Feel the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. And it goes like, don't be shy, don't want it. Feel the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. Let your heartbeat sing up with the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. And it goes like your pulse, my pulse pumping. Your beat, my beat. Your heartbeat sing up with the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. And it goes like.
Yeah. They gave me a bass presence and a growl that I was missing. One preset and magic. You can really go crazy with all of the individual elements of your mix. If that's what you want to do, you can go drums, bass, guitars, orchestral, strings, vocals. If you want to just pull the color from consoles, some of the artist packs have individual channels directly from their console that you can pull just the color from. Castle Recording Studios, you can pull the color from each individual channel on their console. But there's a little something in here for every individual element of your song. I mentioned in my other video, I recently sold most of, if not all of my hardware because software like this exists. They've put so many spices in the spice rack and we're just too close now. It's indistinguishable from the real thing. A plugin like this is indispensable because you can work quickly, dial in the sound that you want, and it sounds great. And that's all. And that's what you want when you want to stay in the vein of being a creative, when you want to stay in the vein of making music, when you want to keep a vibe going. It's not just for rock. It's not just for metal. It's for everything. There you go, STL Tones. There you go, STL Tones. Like I gave you a slogan. That's STL Tones Control Hub. I want to thank STL Tones for sending me a copy that I can share with you guys. More examples of some sounds that you can pull from this thing because it is an amazing plugin, and I think everybody should check it out. So that you guys can go directly to their site, check them out, download a demo. Their Black Friday plugin sale is amazing right now. Get all the expansions and just start playing around. You don't need many plugins outside of this one to get going and to put out a good mix. You got to try it. You got to check it out. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to check it out. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing and supporting the channel. I will catch you guys on the next video.